The hottest pop culture stories of the day, like the Oscars. Was Timothy heartbroken by the Michael B. Jordan win? Who was best dressed? Who didn't show up? And who didn't show up in the memorials? This is Hot to Go. I'm Brittany.
I'm Kendall.
And I'm Mike.
And let me tell you, I feel a little bad for Timothy Chalamet. The boy has to sit through these things and act like he is unfazed as he loses for the second year in a row.
Once again, not a winner at the Oscars. Is this his third nomination?
Maybe Dune was in the running, but I doubt it.
I believe it's only 2, but let me check here. I'll have that answer for you.
Either way, though, all the hype around Timothy Chalamet and his portrayal in Marty Supreme.
I forgot. He was nominated back in for Call Me By Your Name back in 2019. So that was his first
supporting
one. No, that one was for Best Actor.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Well, he's still so young. Losing it twice, it's kind of a flex.
Losing it 3 times?
I said, yeah, losing it 3 times is pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
I think it'll be one of those things where he's going to be one of those people where they're like, it's time to give it to him. I guess this one I think hurts a little more because starting at the Golden Globes, he was aligned to get it all. I mean, he had gotten one right after the other, had seemed to won. I mean, so much so where we were like, in this speech, is he going to mention Kylie? That one he did. He didn't win. Michael B. Jordan won. Congratulations, Michael B. Jordan.
Both of you, Michael B. Jordan.
And he did also, he was up for Best Picture, too, because technically he was a producer on Marty Supreme. So he had 2 Oscars he was nominated for last night. Lost both of them. And but again, you've got Bradley Cooper, who's like on 13 now. So, I mean, it might take some time for him.
It was funny because during one of the when they came out and were presenting, it was Channing Tatum
mm-hmm.
and what's his name who plays on
from the Smartless podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, Will Arnett.
There you go.
Will Arnett. And they were talking about he was in the Bradley Cooper show, and they're like, even Channing Tatum said something along the lines of, he makes a lot of interesting choices.
By the way, and then we will get back to like the Oscars. During that segment, I convinced my child that his real daddy was Channing Tatum.
Congrats.
I pointed at the TV and said, Kai, that's your real daddy.
I'm sure that's going to come out in therapy in interesting ways.
Yeah, Kai was like, huh? I said, yeah, that's your real daddy. He goes, oh, that's real daddy. Daddy on TV. And he looked at his actual father and said, that's daddy on TV. So,
What'd Kai say later on when Channing Tatum's thong made an appearance?
He wasn't awake for that.
That's daddy's thong.
That's daddy's thong. That's something.
Glitter.
A lot of best dressed. We're saying Tiana Taylor, freaking Demi. Demi was in this Gucci feather that was like tailored to the gods. I don't think I've seen a dress done that well in a long time. And I have to say, Nicole Kidman coming out looking fine as hell post-divorce. I like that for her.
Yeah, she looked great. I mean, there wasn't anyone that I was like, whoa, that is the dress this year.
It might have been Demi Moore for me.
Oh, I thought did too much feathers.
I loved it. It was Gucci. She actually went to the Gucci runway show to get that. And I want to say it was a little altered from the original, but it is like, it's one of those things where feathers can go any way. And these ones had no chance of moving at all. They were like absolutely sculpted to her to sit flat on her waist and flare out. Like the girl's not going to add one feather to her waist.
Well, speaking of someone with a lot of changes, Conan O'Brien, second year in a row hosting the Oscars. I love Conan O'Brien humor. Like, I think him being a nerd and being over the top, a little of that, like, Jim Carrey type crazy faces.
He doesn't care. He'll commit, and he doesn't care, and he'll have a great time with it, which we love.
Yeah, I'm curious what you two thought of how he did with his Oscars. I loved the opening number. I loved how he handled every interaction that he had.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, what'd you think?
Oh, I loved it. I think he's the type of guy he's a big enough star that room isn't too big for him. We've seen other people that got the call up, whether it was other award shows where they're just like, hey, it was a step up, and it felt like, ooh, you got a lot of big names. He could handle any situation. He handled every situation really well, even when there were some awkward moments. He had no problem just sitting in the awkwardness and leaning into it and turning it into a joke. And I think that's the key to having that role. So as they made the joke at the end of the show, he should be the host for life, at least until it makes its move to YouTube.
Brittany, you brought up like a really specific situation that he did really well in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not touching this vibes.
Yeah. They had a moment where this guy, it was somebody, one person spoke from the project and then another person was going to speak. It was this very like meek, excitable guy who was excited to talk about how all these different races and ethnicities came together to make this project. He starts kind of doing that. As the music's playing and the microphone starts disappearing into the floor, they cut to Conan, and Conan's like, I'm not, what's going through his head is like, I'm not going to be the guy that talks over this situation right now. He just smiles and looks at the camera like, go back, to which they did. And they end up, he ends up giving his whole spiel again, very long, but, it was his only chance to ever do this. Like, don't take it from him. Mm-hmm. Cuts back to Conan and he was like, hey guys, that was pretty ruthless. Not only did you play the music, you retracted the microphone into the ground. And that's like, everyone can breathe. Yeah. And he goes, that was hilarious. Like, and we all felt that way. And like, when somebody is that good of a host that can feel the energy in the room, switch and move with it and acknowledge it, it puts everyone at ease. You go, we are being taken care of. Like, he's going to note the things that are noting. There was a time he didn't know he was on TV, and he's literally like, yeah, you never know when this thing's on. Let's do this. There were so many funny moments where he just handles it so well. Okay, I had a little insider information. So for Best Supporting Actor,
yes,
I was convinced Sean Penn was going to win. And just because, like, Sean Penn's one of those darlings that have been in the industry so long, they're always excited to give that to somebody who's been in it for a long time and then does a really good job. So it was kind of like that perfect combo. There was a couple people in the running for supporting actor that could have won. And I had heard he wasn't going to be there. And now what's funny is like, because I had a friend who knows him and was saying that he wasn't going to be there.
Oh.
And so a lot of times when that happens too, if it's that far in advance, people know that they're not going to be there. There's a chance they don't win.
Really? Because the Oscars are like, we want to give it to somebody who's actually going to have a speech and like cares that they won.
Yeah.
Wow. So, okay. I missed this award because I was right around bedtime. Did they know that he wasn't there? Like the way that it sounded was like, oh, we lost him.
Yeah. And the way that,
Culkin.
The way that Kieran Culkin handled it was like, he wasn't here or didn't want to be here. I don't know. He kind of gave it that little look.
Yeah.
But it has come out now that he was in Ukraine meeting with President Zelensky. For those who didn't see, that's where he was at yesterday.
Important.
Yeah.
So. Important.
And that's
meetings.
probably been in that's been in the works for a while.
Yeah.
So, I was
going to say, I think one thing too, since we're just talking about awards and winning and like people, how they were handling things with the presentation, I don't know about you guys, but some of the writing for some of the presenters felt stiff,
flat,
uncomfortable,
awkward.
Like, what the hell was with the Pullmans? Like, you had a father and son. It was so awkward.
Could you imagine if you're like, this is what you're going to read? I'd say, no, we're not. Especially if I was the son. I'd be like, I'm not going to go, well, I hope I'm a better version. It looks that way to me, son. What?
Right?
What are we doing right now?
And for anybody who thinks, oh, this is the first time they just went on stage or whatever, there were pictures of the two of them rehearsing from the day before. So they actually rehearsed what they were supposed to do. And two actors who are very good in things, that's what they came up with. That's the chemistry a father and a son have. I don't know. That was brutal. The Marvel guys were brutal. I referenced the
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans. That I felt was really forced. The beginning of the Bridesmaids I thought was a little rough at first, but they did recover.
They did recover.
And then we had something that almost never happens, which is funny because it was a comedian had to say it, was we had a tie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a tie, and it was very like, okay, he's joking. No, he's not joking. For small, I think it was short documentary, there was a tie between two of and they had to give it an Oscar to each one, which I will say, maybe next time if you guys hear there's a tie, maybe you don't talk twice as long because you got two. No, they were fine. And then Mikey Madison, who there was a lot of predictions we were going to see her so much because she was, one of the big winners last year was Honora, left and right, especially her character in Honora was, one of those things where like now she's going to be everywhere. It made me realize, first off, when she went on stage, how young she is. She's 26. And it definitely, when she went on there, I'm like, she is so uncomfortable in these situations because she's new to it.
Yeah.
I mean, her freaking trajectory has been huge. But also, we haven't seen her in much.
We haven't seen her in anything. I haven't seen her in anything.
The big movie she's got coming up is The Social Reckoning. That's the follow-up to The Social Network. So that's the one big announcement we had from her career. But really, she hasn't, and again, I think it's one of those things where like Sydney Sweeney was on the upswing when she had all that success and all that fame. Mikey Madison, this role kind of came out of nowhere. And she always has kind of been more of a critical darling. I mean, she was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but she's not known to be doing, that's the types of movies she's going to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right, Brittany. It was kind of like, oh, I kind of forgot about you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're supposed to be something. Speaking of, since she gave out the Best Actress Award and it was Jessie Buckley, we knew she was going to win from Hamnet. That the things that we knew would do well and the things that didn't, I thought was a little surprising. What I mean by that is like Hamnet, I thought it might get like one or two other awards, but it really only got the Best Actress. One Battle After Another gets everything. Sinners gets everything. Frankenstein
did
really
well. Yeah.
And the things that they won for best costume, set design, I wasn't surprised. Like I said, I only watched half the movie because I felt myself feeling really bad about a monster, but it was a beautiful movie. And I thought it just went to show Guillermo del Toro always makes a big deal, the director, about how he wants real props, real sets. He doesn't want AI involved. And it shows. It shows because it's such a cool thing to watch for all of us.
But I wonder what Jacob Elordi does sitting there with his mustache, sitting there going, so wait, everything around this movie was amazing except what?
For me?
The plot? the acting? Like, you would have a moment of being like, so I was set up for quite a lot of success.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. And he was in the front row.
I know.
But
he always has that face. It's funny because I put that persona on him of being like bummed, but I'm like, no, that's just usually his face. The mustache doesn't help.
The one movie too, we talked about Timothée Chalamet. Did they win anything for Marty Supreme? I don't remember them winning. Even F1 won a couple of awards.
Yeah.
F1 was...
Avatar won.
Cinematography or...
or sound.
Yeah, I think
that
F1.
Sound. Either way, I don't remember Marty Supreme winning anything.
You're right. Not anything, because there are more awards.
Yes.
Here's the ones we see.
No, it was shut out. Marty Supreme was clearly shut out.
Wow.
Yep.
That's wild.
I will say, too, I feel like they tried to make up for lost time during we're going to give the casting director an award. It didn't need to be that long.
Oh, God. I forgot about that.
I had a moment of going, are we already doing Best Actor? Because they did that last year for Best Actress and Best Actor, where they gave a little spiel, somebody who knows them. And I was like, what is this for? Wait, this is for the casting director, a name that I will not retain or know. And again, I love that they're giving their flowers and I love that they're getting their credit. I just go for the everyday person. This isn't something really I'm going to retain or need to know about.
Mm-hmm. And I get it was the first year they'd done it, so they wanted to make a big deal out of it. But I agree, Brittany. It went on way too long.
I was like, what is happening?
100%. The other thing we need to talk about In Memoriam.
Oh my gosh! So there's this big conversation around if these actors were snubbed. We had a really, really beautiful In Memoriam. They ended up talking a lot about these big names that we've lost this year.
Rob Reiner, Robert Redford, and Diane Keaton specifically were we talked a lot about them.
1,000%. To which everyone said, what about Eric Dane and James Van Der Beek? There's a lot of conversation of, well, was it because, they technically just had passed away and it wasn't during that Oscar season? But I don't think that was the case.
Catherine O'Hara passed away literally a week before James Van Der Beek.
Yeah.
And she was obviously featured.
I don't want to sound at all offensive, but I don't remember either of them as movie actors. I remember them so much so for Grey's Anatomy. I remember them for Dawson's Creek. Those are the things that I think of when I think of Eric Dane and James Van Der Beek.
Yeah. So TV, they have a TV legend. So maybe it'd be something for the Emmys to do.
Right. That's where they're going to really get their
moment.
Their moment. And I know that there's so many people that we would never know who they are because they're all behind the scenes that hardly get a moment, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
People were upset, but it's funny. I'm like, we talked about it is like, I keep coming back and forth. Like, is it something you throw up a picture of, or is that not enough in that way where they're like these bigger names? Did they do a bunch of stuff behind the scenes? I don't know if Vanderbeek was involved. There's a lot of like producers and things you can be on as well. But yeah, most likely they'll end up getting something for the Emmys then.
So true. Okay, final thing I have to ask you guys about.
Yeah.
Did you notice that like the front row never clapped at anything?
I was so thankful when they gave them the K-pop Demon Hunters light up balls.
Yes!
Where I go, finally you're doing something interactive, you fools. Like, we like seeing you guys happy and do stuff. You have front row to the freaking Oscars. Like, do something. Like, don't be the worst. So when they finally gave them like an interactive thing, and I was like, are they going to just like, I just thought that they were just going to hold it in their laps, but thank God everybody was doing the shaky thing.
It was wild. Like, I was just like, every time, a new presenter would come up, like Leo would just sit there. Emma Stone, who I would think would be like fun, just sitting there. The only ones actually clapping, Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner.
Yeah, because they know they're under a microscope to the level of like, they know. Also, he's like, I'm so good at pretending to be here even after I lose. He's professional.
He needs a little goodwill back too. There's that.
Yeah, most of the jokes were at him. We forgot to even mention that about the ballet and opera. I mean, I don't know how many jokes were just done at him. Even even accepting awards, somebody mentioned it.
It was brutal.
Yeah. And good for him. He can take it.
He'll be fine.
That's your Oscars wrap up.
It's Hot to Blow.
All right, at this point in Hot to Go, we head on over to Mike Ganger, our producer and blind item expert. What secret on the internet might be the next to blow?
Well, we're not leaving the Oscars quite yet.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Because the after parties are always a fun conversation, and I'm sure we're going to get more details, maybe more blind items from the Oscar after parties, as some of them might still be happening. Who knows? I mean, still partying it up. The one narrative I thought was really, really fun, the one thing I saw was really fun, is how vocally outspoken and supportive Travis Scott was of Michael B. Jordan. Now, are they really, really close buddies? Is he just, really, really happy that his good friend won? No, he's just really happy Timmy lost. Really happy Timmy lost.
I was like, why would Travis Scott, who I only know from a really bad situation in Texas, and Kylie Jenner.
Well,
his ex or her ex.
Yeah.
There you go. You connected the dots. It sounds like Michael B. Jordan and Travis Scott immediately went to social media and just congratulated him. He was at a few of the after parties, having a good time, and just talked about how much he loved Michael B. Jordan and was very proud of him, all these different things. And then people were reminded he did the same thing last year to Adrian Brody.
I was going to say, I was like, why does this I kept racking my brain, Mike, why is this so familiar?
It's familiar because he did a very similar thing, really praising the win of Adrian Brody last year. They even did like this there was a whole story about a month after the Oscars where the two of them got together, did some music together. It was just really bizarre to see Adrian Brody and Travis Scott come together in that way. But then you think about it and you realize he's just very happy both last year and this year that Timothée Chalamet didn't win.
That's just, I mean, honestly, like, grow up. Travis, you haven't been with Kylie in a long time. I think she handled their breakup pretty graciously. She never said a word about him, and he didn't say anything about her too. Like, let's just leave it. Let's just leave it. That's weird.
It's so embarrassing.
It is. Yeah, it's cringy.
It's also like, one of Kendall's favorite things is not looking effective. You're going out of your way to show that you are that affected. Yes. It is like breaking all of the rules. But also, now that I'm saying it, kind of funny. Because I go
like on a gossip level, we love it.
Kind of like if you did this to an ex, I would go, why not? Like, yes, you're kind of giving up some of your power to show that you have still have had space for them. But also, like, kind of funny. Like, as a luller, and like somebody who doesn't really care about the effect they have on the internet will put anything out. I go, I kind of love that.
Oh, I feel like it just is so weirdly insertive. Like, you're so desperate to be a part of her story still.
And they have kids together.
Right.
So
like,
it's
you're
like,
around.
You see each other a lot. But
so weird.
Yeah, you really are showcasing that you are very concerned.
We have one other one too.
Tell us.
This is so much fun. And I think this might just be kind of pushing forward a narrative we heard 3 years ago when this guy didn't show up to the Oscars. But there's a belief that Nicole Kidman, she keeps popping up at these award shows. She wasn't up for an Oscar. She wasn't up for. She keeps popping up, and a lot of people feel like the reason being is because she knows whenever she comes, Tom Cruise does not. He won't be coming to the Oscar parties. He won't be coming to the Oscars and have that run-in chance to have to see and interact with his ex-wife Nicole Kidman. Now, I would say this year, I don't really know why Tom Cruise would be there. But again, this is also pushing forward that narrative because 3 years ago, Top Gun Maverick was up for Best Picture. The movie that he single-handedly, claims brought back movies.
Yeah.
And he's not wrong. I mean, people went to the theater.
100%. And it was a fantastic film. Mm-hmm. And the idea that he didn't come to the Oscars that year because Nicole Kidman was there. At least that was the story we got 3 years ago. They're just pushing that narrative a little further. So, again, I don't know how much I buy into that, but Nicole Kidman keeps showing up, and he's not going to be there.
I wonder if there is any paperwork on this. If there is anything in their divorce about this. I know it was before. I think it was before he had everybody signing NDAs. They were like less popular then.
Yes.
Because she spoke on their relationship a little bit here and there. But I wonder if in their write-up of like their divorce, if like
there's something in there that says
I know that sounds crazy, but like at this point, they're almost never in a room together, and she gets to and he is so weird about controlling the narrative. Like that's why Katie Holmes, there's like a 99% chance she has signed an NDA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like a lot of things up in that. And, there's a lot of conversation of what can be held to that extent with her own daughter.
Right.
And that'll be very interesting as her daughter, Suri Cruise, gets older and older. But, I don't feel like he walked away from that divorce not having them sign something. Like not having Nicole Kidman have some write-up. And back then, again, like I said, NDAs were not mainstays.
That's so crazy.
It's interesting. And this is a narrative that's been pushed for literally the 2 decades since they've been split up. So whatever you think, if you agree, jump in the comments. Let us know.
Yeah. Is there paperwork? Is there any legality with like Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman having to be a certain amount away and that like Nicole Kidman gets first dibs? I would love to hear, especially if you have any sort of like knowledge in that law world. I would love that.
I'm curious before we go to Hot Mess, Mike. Do you know why Brad Pitt wasn't there?
Oh, that's a really good question. I do not. I haven't seen anything in the blind items.
Okay, I want to look into this more for tomorrow because I thought that was pretty wild and we hadn't acknowledged it yet. And I just thought of it because you brought up Tom Cruise and I'm thinking like the big movie stars. That was his big movie.
Yeah, he put a lot of his own money into it, right?
Yeah, and like it was up for Best Picture. Everyone else from his
But they knew it was going to lose. I will say that.
For him to not show up, he's Brad freaking Pitt. And when was the last time he was invited to the Oscars?
Was
it Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah, probably. It wasn't that long ago because he did that slow cam, I want to say like a year or two ago. He doesn't have a big project, I don't think he has coming up. So for him, if it feels like work.
He actually does. He's working on that follow-up to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So, I mean, I think that was being shot in L.A., though.
Yeah, I was going to say, though, but he's not coming out until he would be doing promotions for it probably.
It's coming out soon. I'm pretty sure the Cliff.
Okay, I thought it was 2027.
Okay. Either way, interesting. We'll see if there's more to it.
It's Hot Mess.
The Hot Mess is page 6. Good old gossip rag, page 6. Because they've been showing us some things lately that I'm like, I don't think this is gossip-related news. And Shawn Mendes peeing is not news. Yeah, you heard me. He was on a nature walk with his girlfriend somewhere in Malibu. And
he peed?
There's him peeing in a bush. It's a picture of him peeing in a bush. And they literally have him turn around, kind of doing that weird, like over his shoulder, like, are they taking a photo of me right now? Now, I'm not saying that's legal. I'm not saying it's okay. What I'm saying is so weird is that, like, why are we feeding this into your rundown of stories? Like, this is breaking news. This is gossip worthy. Shawn Mendes pees on a nature stroll with girlfriend. What?
Okay, if you're gonna act high and mighty, I don't care. You can email me that you've never peed outside in a situation where there are not bathrooms. Well, lucky you. Your life is a lot better than mine because I have definitely peed in a lot of different places. Mm-hmm. It's not ideal. I would rather sit inside somewhere and pee.
Mm-hmm. Sure, I guess he could have walked farther into the woods, but why y'all following him that close? It's not a nature walk.
This is when your call to the paparazzi went a little too far. Like, he must not have seen them there. This is a man who's called the paparazzi a ton.
I
We
know
this. We see everything. We see them guy. He dropped his groceries one day, and the oranges rolled out of the back of his car. Like, this guy's always calling the paparazzi. This is the time, though. I think you should have looked behind you because they're standing right there.
Yeah, because nature
How
called.
could you have missed it?
Nature called.
Jump a little deeper into the bushes.
He called the paparazzi, and then nature said, "Call waiting." Mm-hmm. Answer. And he did. He peed on a rock. Hey, guys, should we murder Shawn Mendes for peeing outside?
Oh, God. Okay.
Or are we just at a place of maybe just let the man pee if he has to?
And don't put it in the news because I don't need it there.
That ain't news. Kendall has a little boy. He pees all the time.